So what if I told you I gained almost 406,000 views in a single year by sharing what I learned about law firms and AI? So the way I came up with the idea to focus on law firms and AI is because last year I decided to niche down on my content and focus more about law firms and AI. And I decided to take the whole year to spend my time learning about law firms and figuring out what problems that they're dealing with. And one guy that I follow on YouTube called Alex Hormozy, he says, solve rich people's problems, they pay better. So at the time I was watching Suits, and as cliche as it sounds, I decided to want to work with somebody like Harvey Specter, even though he's a fictional character, but in real life, somebody who has the potential to earn more money with his business. Throughout my research last year, I found that law firms are struggling with client acquisition. So throughout my research on law firms and their specific problems, I decided to focus on client acquisition alone. And in client acquisition, I found that law firms are spending so much time either one, nurturing leads, two, following up with the leads. They barely followed up, and three, they barely contacted them within the first 5 minutes. Because as we both know, the longer it takes you to contact a new lead, the less likely they are to convert into a paying client. So the problem is that speed to lead, and the way I decided to solve that problem is by building AI systems that help bridge that gap. So taking that problem and the solution that I came up with, I decided to make content about AI systems in law firms, right? And explaining why law firms need to leverage AI systems to help them in client acquisitions and also saving them time, which will increase their chances of converting more leads into paying clients. So knowing what law firms are struggling with, the problem that we're trying to solve, and how to solve it using AI, I decided to use ChatGPT to help me create content about these problems and explain it better instead of writing scripts. And the way I use ChatGPT is I took what I learned about law firms, their problems, and the solution that I came up with. I added into ChatGPT, and then I asked it to ask me questions. That way, instead of me writing a script and having to read that script, I'm able to have this one-on-one conversation, basically kind of like an interview where I'm answering the questions that ChatGPT gave me. That way, at least it's more natural on camera, because at the time I wasn't confident on camera and all that stuff. So using what I learned about law firms and also doing experiments, aka window shopping different law firms, I was able to use what I learned about law firms, their problems, and the solutions that I came up with to create content like I'm doing right now. That way I'm able to speak about the specific problems that my target audience are facing and how I'm coming into the market with my own solutions, which is building AI systems. So the thing that made me realize that client acquisition is one of the biggest problems that law firms are facing when it comes to obviously running a business is because I actually window shopped a bunch of law firms all over the United States, right? So I would go to their website or see their ad, submit my information, right? Actual, my phone number, first name, last name, email, and then a specific case, right? I actually had an accident and I was using that real information. So I wasn't like lying or anything. I was giving them the exact information that what happened to me, and then seeing how long it would take for them to contact me back. And I was so surprised that the bar was so low. I want to say 9 out of 10 law firms contacted me within 2 hours after submitting my information. Even after they contacted me back after 2 hours, I forgot that I even gave them my information. That's a terrible problem to have, because that shows that out of all the law firms that I contacted, they're all struggling with the same problem, which is speed to lead. They're taking longer to contact every single lead that comes in, which gives them even more opportunity to lose potential clients. So the tools that I use to record these videos are: one, my iPhone. We all have this in our pockets. You don't need a fancy camera like I have right now, but essentially when I was starting out, like I said before, I was using Snapchat. Everything I was doing, I was just recording myself on Snapchat because I was more confident to do it. I've been doing it since middle school. So I was using Snapchat to answer the questions, and then I take those videos, import it into my editing software, which was CapCut, and then edit it and then post it. I transitioned from Snapchat to OBS. OBS is like a stream slash recording video processor thing. I'll put an image somewhere on the screen, but essentially I connected my phone via the charging port to my computer. That way it gave me like a webcam type feel where I was essentially using my phone and my computer to record content and also screen share my screen. If you go to my previous videos on YouTube, you'd see exactly what I'm talking about. This improved my recording process so much because instead of recording short clips here and there, I would just set up my camera, or my phone in this case. I would set it up in landscape mode and then press record on OBS, and this answer all those questions in one sitting. That way I didn't have to record a short 60-second answer and then export it and then do it all over again. When it came to creating content, I decided to do two formats: shorts and long form videos, right? So in one sitting, I was able to answer the questions from ChatGPT by recording a long form video, right? And then I'll take that long form video and then turn it into shorts and then distribute it onto all social media platforms: TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, LinkedIn, Facebook, and all that stuff. That's how I was able to gain over 406,000 views in a single year. So at the time when it came to creating content, I decided to do a bunch of videos in one sitting. And the way I did that is I would record a bunch of long form videos, and it would take me 2 hours, 3 hours to do different ideas or different topics, and then take that and then do in my editing process. That made it so much easier to post every single day for a month, for a year actually, to post every single day. Again, missing a few days here and there, but essentially it helped me be more efficient with my time. Last year was my senior year of college, so I kind of missed a few days, maybe a few weeks due to school, but this will change 2025. But essentially, in the span of 4 to 5 hours, I was able to create 2 months, 3 months, 4 months worth of content in one sitting, which was way more efficient than just recording one video and editing the same video the same day and then repeating the same process over the span of a week. So the most important lesson that I learned over the span of last year and gaining over 406,000 views in a year is patience, and it's a numbers game. Patience, because none of my videos ever got to over 3,000 views and all that stuff. So instead of hoping that one video goes viral, I'd rather increase my chances of success by posting multiple videos over the span of a year, and then that way all those short videos would accumulate views all together instead of just relying on one video, right? And again, I posted 3 to 5 times a day over the span of a year. Again, missing a few days because of school and all that stuff. But patience, because I knew making content was the only thing that I can control. I cannot control how many views a single video gets, but I can control how many hours I spend making content, editing the content, and posting the content, right? And then two, again, it's a numbers game, right? The more videos you make, the more chances you have of, increasing your awareness to your audience, right? That's what I learned from Alex Hormozi, right? The more repetition you get, the more, one, videos you're gonna make. The two, I'm gonna get better on camera, and I'm improving myself, and the skills of editing as well, I'm getting more reps in, compared to if you just make one video a week and all that stuff. That's 52 videos. But in the span of a year, instead of me making 52 videos, I've made over 1,000 videos in a single year. So in my case, over the span of a year, I was able to gain confidence on camera, learn how to edit, how to distribute videos across all social media platforms, and doing it efficiently. So my advice to my audience, which is law firm owners, right? I need you to start creating content, because that's free attention that you're generating. Over the past year, I was able to gain 406,000 views in a single year, right? And again, I know it doesn't translate into profits into my business, but in this case, I didn't spend any ad spend. I didn't spend any money on social media marketing, on Facebook ads, Google ads. It was strictly just raw, organic content for free. So the best example I could think of a legal professional that's killing it in the social media space is Mike Rafey. I hope I'm not butchering that. But essentially, thanks to his content that he's posted on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and all that stuff. So by posting online, he was able to grow his social media presence, right? Which translates into potential clients. So for me, in my case, if I'm ever in another car accident, that's the first lawyer that I'm gonna think of, Mike Rafey. Call him, yo, I've seen your TikTok, I've seen your YouTube, here's my case, would you help me, right? It just makes more sense because one, you're the first person that they'll think of if they ever need your services, right? You might think that you're making all this content and it's not translating, but then again, remember what I said, patience, right? You never know who's watching your videos. So by making content, you're just increasing the chances of turning those views into paying clients in the future, because you never know. Your first follower or your millionth follower would pay you to represent them in a case. So that's why I can't stress enough. One, it's free attention instead of spending money on ads or relying on referrals. When it comes to creating ads or running ads, you have to build that trust in a short amount of time. But by building content or creating content or building your social media presence, you're able to spend time slowly nurturing future potential clients, right? You have more time to build that relationships with different people because again they're watching your content, you're teaching them something, even though they might not need your services now. When they do need it, you're the first person that they think of. So the reason why I decided to post on multiple platforms is because of the TikTok ban, for example. The TikTok ban scared a lot of TikTok creators who are solely relying on TikTok to pay them, to pay their bills and all that stuff. A lot of people were so scared because one platform ruins everything that they worked for. But by posting on all social media platforms, you're essentially de-risking yourself, right? If one platform fails, at least you have your audience in Instagram. If TikTok gets banned, Instagram is there. If Instagram gets banned, YouTube Shorts is there. Facebook is there. LinkedIn is there. By having an omnipresence, you're able to spread yourself wide enough. That way, you're not relying on a single platform. I had a friend who was solely relying on TikTok to grow his social media presence. And then I told him, what if TikTok gets banned? And the next week, there was talks of TikTok getting banned, and it was banned for a few hours. Now, my friend had to start a whole new, social media presence on Instagram. Start posting on all social media platforms. That way, one, you're helping yourself not only rely on one platform, and two, you have even more chances to create audiences in different pools or different social media platforms. And the other thing is, you don't have to do anything extra. After you make your long form video and turn that long form video into shorts, you're able to distribute it into different social media platforms. So it's not extra work that you have to do. Maybe you have to format it on the sizing a little bit, but other than that, you already created the video once, you could post it on all social media platforms, right? It's that two birds, one stone type of thing. Right? You create it once, and then once you create it, you're able to post it everywhere, which gives you a higher chance of getting potential viewers who are loyal to you, which gives you even a higher chance of converting those views into paying clients in the future whenever they need it. So if you want to learn more about AI in law firms and how to start making content for your law firm, I want you to join my free newsletter. It's in the description down below. It's totally free to join. I share everything I know about building AI systems, especially in client acquisition, and how you can do the same, how to start making content online, and basically everything I know, I dump it into the newsletter, and then that way you can start. Or if you want to skip the whole process of learning how to build the AI systems, creating content and all that stuff, and want me to do everything for you, schedule a call with me down below, and we'll see if we could work together. And with that being said, I look forward to seeing you on the next one.